Hi guys. Okay, so I'm having to do this presentation a little bit weird, so excuse the shakiness. So we're starting cells today. You should have your PowerPoint notes in front of you, and this should just really be a review because you should have gotten this at the very least in the 7th grade. So what are cells? Basic units of structure and function in an organism. Organisms have millions of cells, and they include different types of cells. So make sure you get that written down. A note to the sub, you can stop the video whenever they need to have time to write stuff down. And you'll get a diagram of the cells with the different parts to them too. You're just not going to get that today. Okay, 2 categories of cells. Prokaryote, which is the smallest and simplest cell, so the most common type. It lacks a nucleus and cell organelles. A bacteria is an example of this, and it can grow and divide very quickly. It also includes single-cell organisms. Eukaryote is the other category of cell. It has a nucleus and organelles, which you're going to learn about all the different types of organelles. 2 examples, animal and plant cells. All right, so organelles that are found in all eukaryote cells. It's the cell and the plasma membrane. And then the function is the outside layer of the cell. It regulates what enters and exits the cell. And it separates the cell contents from the external environment. Next is the cytoplasm. The cytoplasm is the jelly-like fluid between the cell membrane and the nuclear membrane. This helps support the cell shape, and it helps protect the organelles inside. Hang on a second.
William Workington, if you're on campus, please report to the front office. William Workington, report to the front office.
Okay, sorry about that. Going to finish this slide. So it helps protect the organelles inside. Next, the nucleus. This is considered the brain of the cell. It's in charge of everything. It controls all activities inside the cell. It also houses DNA, and it's surrounded by the nuclear membrane so that it can be protected. Next, the ER, or the endoplasmic reticulum. This is the network of membranes that transport a substance through the cell. There's smooth ER, which produces the fats and the lipids and the hormones, and then there is rough ER, which has ribosomes embedded in the surface. This produces proteins. Going to flip that page. The mitochondria. This is the small egg-shaped organelle. It's the powerhouse. It's considered the powerhouse of the cell. It produces ATP, which is the main energy source for cells, and it controls the level of water inside the cells. That's the mitochondria. Next, lysosomes. So these are round organelles that release digestive enzymes. They're surrounded by a membrane to prevent enzymes from destroying other important organelles. Again, as a note to the sub, go ahead and pause this video whenever necessary. Golgi apparatus. This is the flattened membrane sacs found near the nucleus. It is also the protein packaging plant and stores the proteins in order to alter their structure. Now, don't get overwhelmed with all this information. We're going to go back and look at each individual one. We're just doing an overview right now. So next is the vacuole. This is the membrane-bound sac for storage, digestion, and waste removal. Animal cells have many small vacuoles, while the plant cell has one large vacuole. Okay, next we're going to look at organelles that are only found in plant cells. So first is the central vacuole. It stores water and waste produced inside the plant cells. Plant cells have one large vacuole, just like we said before. It's one large vacuole, whereas the animal cells have many vacuoles. This helps to make the cell rigid and allows plants to grow and stand up strong. Okay, the cell wall. So the animal cell only has a cell membrane. The plant cell has a cell wall that has a thick layer supporting and protecting the plant cell. This surrounds the cell membrane. So they both have a cell membrane. The plant cell, though, has a cell wall. It's square and rectangular in shape. All right, chloroplasts. This is what makes the plant green. So small pockets that store chlorophyll, which is actually the green pigment, in plants, it needs it for photosynthesis, which is how the plant produces energy from the sunlight. Okay, almost done here. Last, two more left. Cell theory. All living cells, all living things are made up of one or more cells. So remember those prokaryotes, the bacteria, those one cell, right? Number two, cells are the basic function and structure of organisms. And number three, all cells arise from existing cells, so they duplicate. And you're going to learn a little bit more about that in biology, but understand that now, that they come from existing cells. All right. Proteins embedded in the cell membrane. There's marker proteins. These help other cells recognize their cell type. So whether it be a liver cell, a heart cell, or a cancer cell. Receptor proteins, they recognize and bind to the substance outside of the cell. And then lastly are the transport proteins, and they help move substances into and out of the cell. All right. So go ahead and make sure these notes are finished. If you have some extra time, I'll leave some blank paper and you can make flashcards for each of the different organelles. You're going to need these, okay? So flashcards for each of the different organelles if you have time by the time you're done with these notes. If not, we'll do it later. Have a wonderful day. Don't forget before you leave to stack your chairs and clean up your areas. Thanks.